You are watching Ipob Rapture Media, and what I'm about to tell you today will make a lot of powerful people very, very uncomfortable. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will never look at a Nigerian election the same way again. Let me ask you a question. Since Nigeria returned to democracy in 1999, that is over 25 years ago, how many elections have been held? 8 general elections. 8 times Nigerians lined up, collected their PVCs, walked to polling booths, and voted. 8 times, and after 25 years of these elections, what do we have to show for it? According to the World Bank, approximately 87 million Nigerians, that is roughly 40% of the entire population, currently live below the poverty line. Nigeria ranks 145 out of 180 countries on Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index for 2023. That means 144 countries on this earth are less corrupt than Nigeria. And in the 2023 presidential election, which we were told was going to be the most credible election in Nigerian history, voter turnout dropped to approximately 27%. That is the lowest recorded presidential election turnout in Nigeria's democratic history. Let me repeat that. After 25 years of democracy, only 27 in every 100 eligible Nigerians believed it was worth going to vote. The people themselves have already delivered their verdict. They've stopped believing, and when citizens stop believing in elections, the election is already dead. The only question left is whether the politicians will admit it. Now let's talk about what actually happened in 2023, because the facts are damning. INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, promised Nigerians a technological revolution. They launched a results portal called iRev, which was supposed to upload polling unit results in real time so every Nigerian could monitor the count live from their phone. On election night, the portal went dark. Results that were supposed to stream in real time appeared hours late, incomplete, or not at all. Multiple civil society observers documented the failure, including the Situation Room, a coalition of over 70 Nigerian civil society organizations, which formally raised concerns about the transparency of the collation process. The European Union Election Observation Mission to Nigeria's 2023 elections released an official report stating that the elections fell short of key benchmarks, including concerns about result transmission, last-minute changes to procedures, and a lack of transparency in the collation of results at state and national levels. This is not opinion. This is the documented record of international observers, and the winner of that election, President Bola Tinubu, secured victory with approximately 37% of the total votes cast. That is the lowest winning percentage in the history of any Nigerian presidential election, meaning nearly 2/3 of those who voted did not vote for the man who became president. The election was challenged in the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal and later at the Supreme Court of Nigeria. The courts upheld the result. Many Nigerians accepted the verdict, many did not. The country remained divided. This is the pattern. This has been the pattern since 1999. Election, controversy, court, division, repeat. And here is the deepest problem. Elections in Nigeria have never resolved the fundamental question that sits at the heart of this nation's instability, the question of who governs whom, the question of which peoples agreed to be part of this state and on what terms. Because Nigeria as a country was not built by its people. It was built by the British colonial administration in 1914, when Lord Lugard amalgamated the northern and southern protectorates, joining communities that had no shared history of living as a single nation, for the administrative and economic convenience of a foreign empire. No Nigerian was consulted, no vote was taken, no agreement was signed by the people themselves. The violence that has followed, the coup of 1966, the Biafran War of 1967 to 1970, which claimed between 1 and 3 million lives, according to documented historical estimates, the ongoing conflict in the northeast, the Middle Belt crises, the continuous agitation in the southeast. These are not random, they are the unresolved consequences of a union that was never democratically agreed upon. You cannot fix a foundation problem with a new coat of paint. And that is exactly what Nigerian elections are, a coat of paint on a building that was never built with the people's consent. So what is the solution? A referendum, not a revolution, not a coup, not violence. A referendum, a peaceful, democratic, internationally supervised vote in which the people of Nigeria decide for themselves what kind of country they want to live in, or whether they want to remain one country at all. Let's look at what the rest of the world has done. In 1995, the people of Quebec in Canada voted in a referendum on whether to remain part of Canada or become an independent nation. The vote was close. 50.6% chose to stay. But here is the critical point. The question was asked, the people were heard, and the result, whichever way it went, would have been legitimate because the people decided. In 2014, Scotland held an independence referendum on whether to leave the United Kingdom. The Scottish people voted 55% to remain. Again, the question was asked. The process was legitimate. To this day, Scotland's relationship with Britain is more politically settled than Nigeria's relationship with itself, despite Scotland also losing its independence centuries ago under a union it did not choose. In 2016, the United Kingdom itself held a referendum on European Union membership. Over 33 million people voted. The result, Brexit, shocked the world, but no one could call it illegitimate because the people spoke. And then there is South Sudan. In January 2011, the people of South Sudan voted in a United Nations supervised independence referendum. 98.8% voted for independence. On July 9, 2011, South Sudan became the world's newest nation. A conflict that had claimed over 2 million lives over decades was resolved not by more elections within a broken system, but by asking the people the right question. The United Nations Charter, Article 1, Paragraph 2, recognizes the right of peoples to self-determination as a foundational principle of international law. Self-determination does not mean automatic separation. It means the right of a people to determine their own political status. It means the right to be asked, the right to answer, the right to decide. That is what a referendum gives. And that is exactly what Nigeria's government has refused to give its people for over 100 years. Ask yourself, why are they so afraid of the question? If Nigeria is truly one indivisible, happy nation, if the people of the southeast, the southwest, the north, the Niger Delta all genuinely want to remain together, then a referendum will prove it. A free and fair vote will settle the argument forever. But if they are afraid of what the people might actually say when given an honest choice, then that fear itself is the most powerful argument for why elections alone will never save Nigeria. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This is propaganda. This is dangerous. Let me address that directly. Every single fact in this video is documented and verifiable. The election turnout figures come from INEC's own data. The poverty statistics come from the World Bank. The corruption ranking comes from Transparency International. The EU observation report is publicly available on the EU's official website. The referendum examples, Quebec, Scotland, Brexit, South Sudan, are matters of public global record. You do not have to support any particular political movement to look at these facts and ask, is what we are doing working? Because the answer, after 25 years, after 8 elections, after millions still in poverty, is very clearly no. The people who call this dangerous are the same people who have benefited from a system that keeps Nigerians divided, desperate, and dependent on politicians for their survival every 4 years. The most dangerous thing in Nigeria is not asking the question. The most dangerous thing is continuing to do the same thing and expecting a different result. Here is your action right now. If this video made you think, share it. Not for us. Share it for every Nigerian who has ever stood in a queue to vote and felt like nothing would change. Send this to them tonight. Drop in the comments right now, referendum or election, and tell us why. We read every single comment on this channel. And if you are new here, subscribe right now because Ipob Rapture Media does not whisper the truth. We broadcast it. Every week we bring you the stories, the facts, and the analysis that the mainstream press is too comfortable or too compromised to give you. The people deserve to know the truth. The people deserve to be asked the question. The people deserve to decide. This is Ipob Rapture Media, and we will never stop speaking until the people speak for themselves. The microphone belongs to the people, and we will never put it down. Ipob Rapture Media, signing off.